keep it 100.
Don't you just assume he's doing things that he's not supposed to be doing? Like, why are you busy? Who are you busy for? Who are you busy with?
Who's more important than me?
Me or the other people?
We all got a life though.
True also.
Can we start?
Okay, guys, how are
thought
you
we
guys
did start.
doing?
I'm very hungry, I'll
Yeah.
be honest.
Is it your first podcast?
She's still hungry.
It's my first, but it doesn't feel like a podcast. It feels like we're just chilling
Having a whole conversation. This was my first time.
without food.
Yeah. The girl really wants potato chips with kapana spice and vinegar. Oh, all I want is a wash. A ration, a cheese ration. Yes. I could do with that. No. Not like that.
Oh, okay.
Not like that.
Maybe you can tell us about his experience of the podcast.
Oh, is this your second time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was the first one?
So the first one was a test that I was doing with some other niggas, and we were talking about my dog that died. Mele, must know the story about my dog.
No, I don't.
What happened to your dog?
So I had a cute as ugly dog.
What is a cute ass ugly dog?
The dog was ugly and beautiful at the
At
same time.
Okay.
So it was like a pug, and his name was Fugly.
Are you serious or are you making this up?
No, it's true.
Okay.
Because my friend's girlfriend was like, your dog is so fucking ugly. I was like, okay, fine, then let's call him
Name
Fugly.
it
Fugly.
Fugly.
Yeah, so anyways, we're talking about dogs. So my dog died because my sister saw the neighbor had other puppies, and so she went and get those puppies and brought them to the house. So those puppies gave my dog the parvovirus. So my
Like
dog,
rabies or what?
something that
Me, I'm
kills the
like, I
dog.
don't know what that is. What's a parvovirus?
It's like a virus that attacks the intestines of the dog. So then my dog started like puking and shitting, and then he died. So that's the last podcast.
But imagine dying like that, bruh. You're just puking and shitting, then you die. Like,
Shame. Probably
Ikea.
rehydrated. How did that make you feel though?
I was sad. Why did I feel like Mel is a psychologist?
No, I'm not being a psychologist. It just sounds like, why did you bring the dog up? It's a sensitive topic.
Maybe I'm still dealing with it.
nah. Speaking of dogs, men are trash. Men are also dogs. No, but really, like, you guys get so offended when we say niggas ain't shit. But, like, you don't understand that it also stems from the fact, okay, from, like, a deeper, okay, maybe I shouldn't go so deep.
No,
Now
I
it's
think
gonna be
you've
a
had an
whole
ordeal. That's why you keep
Yeah.
on touching on that topic. Men are trash.
I just-
Who hurt you?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, let's talk about it.
Oh my gosh, no, let's not talk about experiences directly. People will catch feelings. I'll just say,
People or you?
no, people.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, when your exes look at these things and they're like, so, oh, that's how she felt. I don't want that.
And you'll be like, I still have leverage on her.
Yes.
I just feel men are scammers. There's a lot of scammers now. They pretend to be something they're not.
Like fuckboys.
Not fuckboys. It's one thing because that's a dog. But scammers, they're just scamming you. They're just being something they're not.
Come on, baby, I just want to waste your time.
Giving you a life that, or telling you about a life that they can give you that they can't. And I think they are being gopas, and I'm tired. I'm really tired of scammers. I think that is an issue right now.
It's a scammer.
What is
For
your
me-
I think, Lerato?
What is my what?
Your I think.
What do you mean?
What do you think
Oh,
about...
no, for me, it's like a whole different thing. I just feel like when I say niggas ain't shit or like men are trash, it's just fuckboys trying to be gentlemen. That's how I feel. That's what an ain't shit nigga for me is. Or like, that nigga with real good dick, but he don't got a job. And he's just like, but let me love you.
Wait,
But the dick is
I
his job, though.
Before I continue, I want to ask, what is a real good dick nigga?
You can have a small penis and still know how to use it. That's,
Uh-huh.
I think people just think that if you have a big dick, like, then you're good. But
No,
not
but
always.
I'll never deal with a small penis.
Yo, girl.
True.
Size
I
two.
just feel small girls like big things, and I just feel
That
like you
you
need
are
to
wonderful.
feel something when you're exchanging something with someone.
Okay.
I just feel, but a lot of my friends feel differently.
I feel differently. I feel like you can have the tool but not know how to use it. You know what I mean? Like you
But
you
you
might
can be
have,
taught.
Also,
but who has time to teach a guy? Like, I'm not there to teach you.
I mean, you
I'm
must
there to
work.
hit it and leave.
So you
Get
also a
in.
fuck girl.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm
Just confirming.
I'm just saying, there's no time to be teaching people. Like, those are things you should have done, like, already. What were your exes doing? No.
you know, when you guys are talking about men being trash, I just feel like the way that this world is set up, it's going downhill. Funny how civilization is not progressive, ironically, I think. Like, you know how before there were morals and these morals are being lost and, you know, like you think things will improve with time, but it seems like it's going backwards. So I just feel like, you know how we need to consider that there's nature that comes into play. There's a woman's nature and there's a man's nature. And I think because of how a woman is made and set up, and a man, so that plus how we, at the point in society where we are, it makes men look even trashier.
But
But
isn't it like a thing that's been, like, happening from back in the day?
But that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
with your uncles and your
Yeah.
father. And
But
like,
it was soft core,
Yes.
or it wasn't
Like
as
they had
extreme
hoes
as it is
undercover.
now, because I mean also with technology, things that like information moves fast.
very quickly.
People find out about things quicker. So it's always been there. But I guess also just how society is set up. Because I mean, back then it wasn't about monetary things. Now it's about money. Men can play with money to buy a woman. You know, there's a lot.
so true.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going downhill. So it makes the whole thing look even worse.
Is it really going downhill, or is it just the way the world's
Like a
supposed to be?
consistent-
It's just time for it now.
What do you mean? the
Because
way
if
the
you
world's
look at
supposed to
it,
be?
I think the generations are changing, and the kind of men that we're getting, those men were a little bit secretive. They will have 3 wives, but it's not out in the open. And as like the younger generation comes up, you get more expressive
Like you're
and
boasting
free, and you want to show that I'm dating this girl and that girl and that girl and that girl. So the world is more open to these things. I think we're just not taking it well because we think things are supposed to be the way they were then. But even the issue around money, it's security. It's how a man should treat a woman. Unfortunately, I'm spending that money on my hair. I'm spending that money on my nails, whereas my mother used to spend that money on buying bread. I don't need to buy bread. I don't eat bread. You know, I'd rather have croissants or something. So I just think maybe it's time. Perhaps it's time.
More of a man, like, taking care of his woman also. Because they always say, like, if a guy, no, I forgot something about if a guy, you know, ne? I completely forgot now. Something about, basically the concept is just like you see another woman looking beautiful, but then you don't add to her beauty, you know. Some, like, her hair's done, her nails are done, she's looking good, but like you are just a bodyguard, you know. Because even in the Bible, it says that a man is supposed to take care of, like, his home, you know. I just also kind of feel like maybe some of us are just so a little independent, where we feel like I would rather also want to bring the money and drive my car and own my house, you know, things like that. So, yeah.
And let's be serious. Men have the money now. But there are also women, Reggie, that are taking care of men. So how do you feel about that?
Like me, jokes. Boys take care of me. Take care of myself. I don't know. What were we gonna say now? What were we talking about, guys?
No, but like, as a man, how would you feel if your woman took care of you? Like, she paid the bills, she gave you pocket money, she takes, like, care of you, like, she does everything. How would you feel?
As long as you also take care of her.
You see?
That's all that matters. No,
At the end of the day, it's all about us exchanging monetary values for sex then.
no. I mean,
Basically.
look,
Because that's
relationships,
all you have to offer most.
all relationships, right? You always have to bring something to the table. That's why you have a relationship with someone.
Yes.
Like,
No, I beg to differ, but okay,
okay,
continue.
speak your back to me.
No, just finish and then we'll get to
I feel like it's opportunity cost. You're with someone for a
Yes,
reason.
I agree.
You choose a guy either because he's good looking, or he mind fucks you, or he gives you good dick and donuts, or some, or he gives you money. You won't just take a guy because you're taking a guy,
Yes.
because he was just there. There's some form of exchange. And so you do your opportunity because, okay, this one is not good looking, but it gives the zik and the donuts. So you'll take this one. You understand? Or you'll be like, okay, this one doesn't have the tool, but he's got the looks. So it always works like that. And with the women, it's also the same. So I feel like, personally, I know you guys are two ladies, women generally don't really know what they want.
True. I won't even lie.
So a man always has power over his woman if you know how to treat her. Like, you can make a woman do stuff. I'm speaking out
No,
loud
tell us the
things.
things. Tell us. Come, tell
I'll
us
get
the
myself
things.
in trouble.
You already got me curious.
But
Now
yeah,
I need to know.
I think that you could make a woman do stuff without her even knowing. But you don't have to directly tell her to do it. You just have to give the good zik
Like
and
being
the donuts.
submissive
Without even knowing that you're submissive.
Mind
So this,
fucking her.
yeah. So this woman should probably think like, oh no, I'm the one with the balls in the house. I'm the one that's running the show. But actually not. It's the other way around. Or it could also be the other way around. The woman could also make a man think like he's the one that's running the show, when in the long run he's not. Because I know personally, with even my friends, I feel like the woman is always the foundation of the house. Because men are always fucking up.
And fucking around.
I've got a lot of friends who've got father issues, daddy
Yes,
issues,
yes.
you know, and
Yes.
the mother is the one that keeps the house together.
Yeah.
So yeah, but also I'm thinking with us black people, we chose to adopt a white system, and this white system, we only took some part of it and not most of it. So now it puts us in a position whereby our men grow up without, there's something lacking, and that's why they are more prone. Is it prone or prone to do these things? If I kind of make sense. No, it's just like how, you know how back then we had our rules, right? Our black rules and stuff. Now we're taking white people's rules and ways of doing things, which kind of makes it like the education is not the same.
Yes.
Who guys? How do I explain this?
Yeah,
In my head,
it
there's
makes sense now.
yeah,
I think
but
we filtered what we borrowed from the Western
yeah.
community. We filtered it and we kind of neglected a lot of things
that are important.
that are important. I mean, just look at how in most European countries the boys go to military school.
Yeah.
Such basic things that a man should know and learn, and
Like still up to
we're
now.
just failing.
Yeah.
You don't get abuse in those countries really, you know, physical abuse or violence or stuff like that, because they were trained that as a man, this is kind of your duties in
Duty, yeah.
society. So that's
Like
I
what
agree
Mela,
with you
what you're
fully.
saying is like, for example, how white people, okay, wait, maybe I shouldn't say that, but anyways, the Western community, I think they have a relationship with their kids, which is beyond the physical of he has bread on the table, he has food on his bum, he's watching TV. Okay, go to school, come home. There's that of like,
They're
there's
involved with their children.
yeah, there's
But in a
that
way-
emotional relationship. I think there's that emotional attachment to their children, or they know how to raise kids.
But that's because they have time for their kids. Like, if you think about it, with the black community, we come from a place where we were always oppressed. So for us, it's like you had to work like 3 jobs to take care of your children, or like you at the mine. People that work at the mine, it's like you're up at 4 in the morning to go to work, but you really only start around 6, and then you're home at like past 7. So you're tired, you are carrying things, you are moving trolleys, you're doing like hard labor. So by the time you get home, you don't have time for mommy, daddy. You're just like, I honestly just need some peace. And that's also what made our parents so mad, you know? They're consistently angry. And how do you become or teach your kids like that emotional side of you and everything if you're so mad, you know? Because now you have to go home, you have to go cook. You have to go do homework. You have to go do A, B, C, and D. And like you had such a long time. With white people, it's like your dad is like a chiropractor and your mom is like a stay-at-home wife. But your dad makes so much money to the point where your mom doesn't even have to work, you know? So you're just at home cooking for the kids, and then you're taking the kids to sports, and then you're doing this for the children, and they have a play and you're taking them to play dates and things like that. That's the luxury that white people had. So they had the time to actually bond with their kids, you know?
Look, let's not generalize everything. I think you also find poor whites. You also find rich blacks. It's like, fine, we're in a situation, right? But we need to move forward. I'm not going to be here speaking about like, okay, so now we do not have what I'm tired. No, babe, you need to make it work. You understand? That's, unfortunately, that is the, I don't know.
The case.
That's the realistic.
I just feel like it's also just part of circumstances and like.
But your circumstances won't make you.
curses.
At the end of the day, circumstances affect you, right?
Yeah.
But you need to do something with what you have.
But
You need
that's
to
what
make
I'm
your
saying,
lemonade,
like
babe.
it's like embedded in their mentality because they come from that, you know. It's like maybe, for instance, you grew up putting the cereal before the milk. You've been doing it ever since you were 5. You make your wheat bix, you put in the wheat bix and then the milk. For me, I put the milk, then the wheat bix. You see, that thing, it's like, it's a routine. So it's kind of, it's difficult. Like, yes, maybe some parents do try, ne? Or they are in situations whereby even, they have, black people now have money, but it's not the same thing, you see? And then you see with this whole slay queen vibe, ne? Now, your dad has Zak, your mom's a stay-at-home, but now your dad is like entertaining host. You understand what I mean? He has all the time, all the free time, all the money for you guys, but it's more like now you're being shipped off to like boarding school and blah, 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 and blah, blah. He has the time, but because of his mentality or like the way he grew up, he's just not.
Yeah, but you see, Lerato, every story will be different. But now we're coming now back to the root, to the cause, and we're just saying that when the raising of a child, and that's why a lot of people ask me, you're becoming old, why don't you have kids? I feel like a child is not just someone that you need to feed and take to school and whatnot. No, a child is something that you basically need to invest in. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like our black kids or our community, adapting the Western community, there's that psychological factor that is missing, that we are now choosing this Western way of doing things, and that psychological factor that's not there, that's why our people are sort of broken in a way. That's why you find a man, in order for him to show that he's got balls, he's got a big dick, he needs to have 3 Ferraris parked in his garage, right? While his brothers are dying of hunger in the streets, because he feels then he'll feel accepted by people, and empowered. But had his parents taught him that, no, this is material. This does not make you. What makes you is more than that. There's more to life than the material world. Had he... English? I'm not broke.
You know what you're saying? You're touching a lot on the value system. Plays a big role. If I look at my life, for instance, I didn't have that time with my parents. I was never around them. They didn't sign my homework. The taxi driver signed my homework. My nanny put me to sleep. My nanny went to my graduation ceremony. But the value system was kind of always there to say, these are just material things. In life, you have to work hard for what you want. You must respect elders. You must, study hard, because this is kind of, your ticket to out of poverty is your education, which is changing now as well. But I think the value system plays a very, very big role. I know a single mother. Her child goes to a very good private school, and she's single mother. Her child is a great, swimmer, and he's only 11, and she made it work, and she's black. And if I compare to some of the other single mothers, they're broken, their kids just became somebody else in life. So I really agree with Reggie when he says that things are possible. It's how you turn your situation around, and you don't find excuses, you just make it work.
It's about perspective, which comes, actually I want to talk about this, like I personally feel like our education system, right, it is wrongly set up. I think there should be disciplines like discipline. It's very important. I think discipline is something that is very important in the real world. The education system teaches you to go work for someone. It doesn't teach you how to engage in the real world. You understand? Like things like discipline, we need emotional intelligence. Those are things that you actually, life skills. And those are things that you only have once in a week. You know, they don't really consider these things, and they want you to be considering other things. But when you go to university, you have to choose between either I'm going to go to the grab and go enjoy myself, or I'm going to sit with this book and I'm going to learn. What is the thing that you need? The discipline. So even if, I don't know, if it becomes like something that they teach in schools, whereby we'll put a sweet there, we'll put you here, you are hungry, 5 minutes, you don't touch the sweet. Like the physical teaching, because look, we want to improve society, nah? So it's going to be the physical teaching of discipline. Let it be that. How to accept other people, emotional intelligence. That's what we need in this world.
Shouldn't that come from the parents, though? Isn't that your duty as a mother or father to instill that in your kids? Because, Reggie, remember,
yes.
The teacher can teach you in a 30-minute period something of discipline. If you go back to a house where you have whatever you want, you don't respect even the dog or the nanny, it's not going to work, because where you go back to, it's still an environment that allows you to be whoever you want to be.
But Mela, you have to now understand, where did the schooling system originate from? The schooling system was like your father taught you. The schooling system is basically trying to teach you to become an individual in society. Yes. Back then, I think your parents taught you these things, in the sense that your father is a farmer, he plows, so he teaches you how to plow. And you observe your parents and say, oh, this is how you do things. This is how you treat your mother. This is how what. Yes, everything plays a role. Home, thingy. But now we have adopted a new system, the Western system, whereby we send our kids to school so they can teach our kids how to be acceptable people in society. So now we want to move forward. So what our parents can't teaching, where you go to school, you go learn stuff so that you can progress, so we can progress humankind. So then I feel like we have to introduce it in schools as well. As much as it's taught at home, it can also be taught at school, whereby, I think something that's very important in our world, and I feel like, okay, this is a bit racist, but like, the first thing that was brought to Africa was a mirror. Nah?
Is it not a Bible?
No, I think it was the mirror.
The
I
mirror
speak
in
under
the-
correction, let me
yes.
not be lying.
One of the first things,
Yeah,
let's just say it like that.
the king was given a mirror, and he looked in the mirror and he saw himself, and he was impressed by it. And to me, this has it's a symbolic thing, sort of, because it shows that our people were then bought by material things. Yes. And I feel our world has become materialistic. Everything is materialistic, and people are losing values from that. You understand? And so that is the cause of all the big problems, whether we're going to talk about corruption, men are trash, slay queens. We need to talk about slay kings and slay queens, because my definition of a slay king and slay queen is totally different from what people normally say. So that the core issue is the values that we're losing. Before we had the Bible, religion, it was a set of rules that teaches you how to...
No, we didn't.
What did we have before?
Our ancestors never really had that religion.
Oh, okay, now I'm talking now the Western people now. They had the church and what?
The missionaries.
Yeah, so it kind of tells you, no, you mustn't wear like this, you must wear like that. But now you must understand that religion has been infiltrated and corrupted because people want to control other people. Yes. And also, I think creating a relationship with the Most High or spirituality or God is different for different people. I just think the fundamental teachings are the same.
I just feel like there's also a difference between religion, like being religious, and being spiritual.
Yes, there is a difference, So basically, we had these religion. I think I'm talking the most now. I must.
No, you're making very good points.
Yeah, so we had this set of rules that were guidelines to keep our values together. But now, people are saying, no, religion came from the white man. Let's take our what. So now,
but it did though.
Yeah, it did, right? Okay. And we're losing that. So meaning we're also losing values. So now we need to recheck and reevaluate ourselves and teach these things to our people, and our kids.
Where do we start? It's
going to take a whole Because also the thing is like we're all fighting different battles. Like with our ancestors, they were fighting freedom from slavery, and being sold. With our forefathers, like our grandparents and so on, they were fighting freedom in a sense of let me say our ancestors were fighting for land, because these people just came out of nowhere with their Bibles. Giving us Bibles
I
and
think they're
telling us
fighting
about
for
the Lord.
survival.
No,
Yes.
they're fighting for their land, because these people came to give us Bibles so that they can take our gold.
Land,
Ne? We also had minerals, ne? That
I
the
think
white
our
people came
fathers
to
are the ones that
capitalize
fought
on.
for the land.
Yes, no, our ancestors fought for the land.
Our
Our
ancestors.
forefathers fought for freedom. That's now after the slavery was the apartheid regime, etc., etc. We are fighting an economical crisis. Like look at all these, like the Asians are buying this, and people are just okay. But that's getting into politics. But I'm just saying, like, what you're saying is right, because like everybody's looking up to even the role models nowadays. Like kids have role models such as Kim Kardashian or Black China, etc., etc. But these people are parading their bodies on social media, and then our girls are doing this so that they can feel like they have value, or like
Seeking
my body, my
appropriation.
physical image. The more likes I get, the better it is.
Yeah.
But it's like you're killing yourself
The pressure is
to portray a life that you can't even afford, basically.
Now, which comes down to values.
Values, true. Now, why are you catching feelings about being a slay king?
No, the story is like this, babe. I thought a slay king is someone that slays.
No.
Okay. So,
So-
what is slay?
A slay,
I
a
never
slay
get
queen
that.
and a slay king. If you had to contextualize, it's almost contextualize. If you had to contextualize
Don't worry,
the
we're all not
word,
from a private school. It's fine.
Please.
who's from a,
Oh, are you from a private?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, which one?
I'm a
Ah.
from OPS.
what's
Yes.
obvious?
Alright,
I
you
don't
put
even
private
know it.
school.
Where did you go to school, Milo?
Show me. I went to Gammams and then Auckland High. But
I
anyways,
started off nicely.
And then
That's fine. I'm here now. I was supposed to do Windhoek International.
it's a good school.
Yeah, and then I went
expensive.
to NEPS. Also a good school. I think
Which
that-
was an English school.
Yeah,
back
it was an
then.
English school. It was
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah.
I'm saying I've decided. And then I went to El Dorado. That's where I finished.
Okay.
That's it.
It's not that bad, Moss. I don't feel like where you went to school really defines like who you are, because you can send. I'm just
Nothing
gonna
is
say, like
relative,
you can send a child who doesn't put in effort in work to a private school and they'll still fail, and you can send a child who does put in that work to a public school and get like good marks. It really just depends on the individual at the school, never really the school. Like okay, private schools, they have their advantages. Like kids learn how to swim.
They
Learn
read
how
what's
to
that book?
read well.
What's that Hicksy
They
book
have
that I never
you have
read?
so many like extracurricular activities. Like you have music, you have art, you have all of those things. Like I think that's the only difference really.
Animal Farm. Did you read Animal Farm? I never read it. So when I went to first year to UNAM, everyone, Animal Farm, Animal Farm. I'm like, I don't know what
What
that
year
is.
did you finish?
20, I don't know what.
We had to read it. I didn't read it. But,
Did you have
but I had
higher level?
Yeah, it was one of the books we had to read.
Imagine, I never read Animal Farm.
But like you're speaking about private school and public school, again, it's doing what? It's what you do with what you have. Private schools, yes, there's more facility. They facilitate more. But then at the end of the day, it's you as an individual as to what you will
Work on that.
take in and grasp. But I
Okay,
think
but
private
wait,
school,
I really want to know what your definition of a slay queen is.
Yeah.
A slay queen and a woman that slays.
I want.
so is
Let's
it,
first
is
start
it,
with Slay King.
or is
For me, I have two different things.
me? I thought someone that slays is someone that walks into a room and they slay. No, it was regarded to style and fashion.
Yes,
So someone walks into the room
yes.
and they look, that's a slayer. Always.
For example, yourself.
For example, myself.
So I guess we'll have this topic for next time.
but
I'm
now
gonna hold you to it.
I'm hearing
Eh,
the slay king and the slay queen
eh.
is someone that has a salary but doesn't pay taxes.
Yes, Moss, you are a hoe. That's what it is. You are a hoe. Without the IRS number.
Yeah, keep it 100.
What was he saying?
apparently the difference between a slayer and a slay queen. I think because you find, like I was saying, the initial definition of a slay queen is someone that always looks good. But because a lot of people that always look good are people that don't pay taxes, but they've got a salary, so that's how it became associated
Like
to
a
them.
bad thing. So
Yeah.
it's basically just like a good term that was used as a derogative.
Yeah, it's like, for example, how, let's say, a Gushesh, right? It was a car, right? It's a car, it's a beautiful BMW. But because a lot of Khomchas decided they're gonna
Drive
the Gushesh, so then eventually it became like Gushesh is a Khomcha car. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Yeah.
But did it come from South Africa? Sorry. That slay queen thing, did it
I
come
think
from?
it did.
Didn't it come from America, maybe?
Yeah, maybe it's from America. I think pop culture comes from like a lot of what is this? Reality TV shows.
Definitely. Or just the Kardashians, because I think that's like the
They're the
main
ones that run the
reality
world.
TV show. Like those people made so much money. Like,
They made or they're
that lady
making.
are making. Like that mother just really capitalized on her 6 kids. Like them. That's why I want to have 6 children, guys. Like, so if one is like a drunk club, you have like 5 others.
Your
Because
children.
don't you feel like in a family there's always that one person who's
black
just
sheep.
the black sheep? Like, they try, but
Who's the black sheep in the Kardashians?
Rob.
Rob is the black sheep, yeah.
Yo, no doubt about
You
it.
see,
He tried
he's
with-
not doing
yeah.
anything with his life. So I feel like there's
He
just
is.
always
He's
that.
gaining weight.
But apparently, he has side businesses. You know who's rich or wealthy? Scott.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think he was
But
in
that's
the
'cause he's
house?
the only child more, so his is from inheritance.
Oh.
Yes.
But he's also doing a lot of DJing,
Also
apparently.
a lot of appearances,
House
and things
brands.
like that. Yeah.
I like him.
Interesting. I also do.
too.
I think
He's a
he's
very
real.
interesting person.
I think he's real. I think who's the big one?
Chloe.
She's also real.
Chloe.
The big one, or like
Chloe and Lamar. Chloe.
Chloe, yeah.
Chloe, yeah.
Chloe is
I don't
she's
like Kim.
I also don't like him.
Yeah, she's just
plastic.
plastic, and I'm organic.
I
so.
love Kendall and Courtney.
Oh,
No,
I'm
honestly,
organic.
babe, look at me, organic.
Oh, snack.
I think Kim is a copy and paste. No, babe, I'm a whole buffet.
Sorry.
But then everybody will eat you. Like
I'm a meal.
a meal.
No, I'm not a snack. I'm a meal.
If you had to
I'm
be a meal, if
I'm
you had to be a
whole
meal, what?
wifey.
If you had to be a meal, what would you be?
You know, you gotta have some chicken because we're black. You know that Sunday roasted chicken with
Yeah.
the potatoes? Yes.
Is that you?
That's just the starter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bella, what meal would you be?
I don't even know, babe. I'm anything. I can be anything.
Anything you want.
You know that thing that you said men make women believe something? Not believe, you said they can make you believe you.
Like manipulate.
Yeah.
You have the power and you.
Yeah.
I'm that person.
Or are you that girl?
Yes, I can make you believe something that
And did you study psychology?
is all a lie. I did, but it's just in me. I can be
To
anything.
mind
Really.
fuck people psychologically.
If-
or what?
People always think I mind fuck them, but I don't.
So what do you do?
I just talk and I listen.
And then she's got this intimidating
And I just ask
look
one question
and the
that makes you think, oh, she's smart,
glasses.
but I'm not even.
No, she is smart. But what do you do?
Me, I work.
Where?
It's a dirty condition. I'm joking.
I think the Lerato.
I always tell people that, like, whenever people ask me, like, what do you do? I'm like, no, I'm a dirty condition. They're like, what? Like, for real? Like, no, not really. But, yeah. I'm a banker, but, yes.
Okay.
That's what I do. But not by... I just kind of fell into it. It's not like what I really like, but... Hey, gotta make money, guys.
You speak well.
Thank you.
The bills gotta
Well
be
articulated.
paid.
Articulated.
And I like the way that you laugh. I like your laugh.
Are you two flirting
Stop it.
on set?
No. I'm just giving it.
Stop.
So I'm the black sheep in this.
Mila, I've complimented you before also.
I'm kidding.
What do you do, Reggie?
Ground or air?
Okay.
I'm a superstar, actually.
She's an influencer.
I'm an international superstar.
We'll just call
They
you
say,
publicist.
they say in today's world you can be anything you want.
Yes.
Anyone.
You just have to say it. So I've said I'm an international superstar.
All you need is confidence, ne?
Mm.
That's all you need.
Believe in yourself.
Yes.
And Mila, you do?
Partially a banker as well.
Okay. Partially like you work half time.
Let's not get
Okay,
into
so
it.
let's not get into
Yeah.
that.
Do you guys, I wanted to ask you, what are, name 2 issues you have in your life now? Like small things. Like I'll name one. I have a problem with my camera roll. I'm constantly deleting pictures, but they just becoming too many.
Champagne problems.
I've got like 8,000 pictures.
Sure.
And so I try and delete. Then it comes down to 5. And okay, now I'm at 5. Give it a few days. I'm going to delete because I want it to become minimal. But they just become more. That's one of the issues I'm having.
But why is that an issue for you?
Because it's a lot of pictures
So,
and videos.
so you spend most of your time taking pictures.
And making videos, Instagram videos.
Why is that?
Because I'm trying to influence the people.
You're trying to what?
I'm trying to influence the people.
My issue is just food. I don't like being hungry.
Is that an issue?
It's an issue in my life, really. I just feel food is there to be eaten.
Any small issue?
Any kind of hunger.
You
If
don't
I'm
like-
starved, I can't deal. I'm not my best self.
When you're hungry. I also don't like being hungry. I eat a
get
lot.
very angry. Like I'm really rude when I'm hungry.
You're hangry.
I'm so, oh my goodness, I am the definition of hangry. Sure.
Any issues
My
you have?
issues, I deal a lot of anxiety because I feel like I'm not where I want to be in life. In
Oh, I've also got
general.
that issue.
I feel like there's
It's
so much
major.
more that I can do, but I just don't know how to get there or like what steps I need to take to get there. But I feel like I'm not a 9-to-5 person and I can be so much more, but I don't know what's hindering me. That's like my biggest issue in life.
Do you have children?
No, but I got one on the way.
Serious?
Gonna be a whole Zali, guys.
Are you
Oh,
pregnant?
congratulations. Doesn't even
I
show.
I just
I'm
thought
like
you were
due
fat.
next
I'm
month,
joking.
guys.
Next month.
You
Reggie.
should just call me. It's fine. I'm chubby though. So
I thought that.
No, but you actually
Oh, God.
small, eh? Is
yeah,
that the
I'm
baby?
chubby?
That day when you were talking about like, I don't like being hungry, I was like, clearly that's how you say
Then I'll take that as a compliment. Actually.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm
Doesn't
dead
show.
serious. I don't think.
How many months?
Like I'm on my last month now.
You.
So you due in Jan or end of?
Jan. Early Jan.
Wow. So are you ready?
But that's not about us, guys. It's about.
No, we're having a general conversation,
Yes.
which is kind of
But
nice.
yes,
Are you
I know my baby
excited?
just has manners. I'm freaking the fuck out.
Huh?
Yes.
I think I'd be the worst father. Like, not the worst father, but I think, like, I'd be that dad that even, like, when the woman is pregnant, my wife is pregnant, I'm also pregnant.
So you
I
also
think so
have
already.
issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
The
think I'll
mood
be I'll be an
swings,
extreme
the
dad.
But I don't have
cravings.
mood swings.
You don't?
And then I'll just be like, no, the baby can't drink this. It's not healthy. The baby must do this. The baby must watch this. Listen to this type of music. I think I'm that guy. That's why I'm just
Very
like,
controlling
children. No, not controlling.
okay.
I just want the best.
for your child.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like children are not made for me now. I need to be ready. And also, I just want
But
to.
you are never ready. You can be in a marriage with somebody for 5 years and still not be ready
Ready.
to have kids.
I think that's the same for black people.
That?
They're never ready for kids.
Never.
White people,
planning,
white people
guys.
are always ready for kids. They always know like, okay, next time we're making children.
Yes.
Black people is accidental.
Yeah.
Okay, I speak under correction,
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
but yes. No, you are correct.
Wow.
Any social issues, guys?
I think it's, for me, the biggest one is scammers. I really can't.
Have you been
You know, I
scammed?
asked, yes, a simple thing, just a simple thing. You ask someone, where are you? And they tell you it's in town. So I say, bring me Mapani worms. And they say, no, I'm out of town. I'm 40 kilometers outside of Windhoek. And I ask, so why did you say you're in town in the first place? That's scamming. It's you lying literally.
No,
and you have no reason to
No,
lie.
the problem
I have
No,
is
man, I
issues.
you
thought you
attract-
meant scamming like
No, but there are women
somebody-
that do, there are guys that are doing bigger scams, like telling you to go to the airport. I paid a ticket for you to go somewhere. When you get there, the agent or the check-in agent tells you but your name is not
I thought people
appearing.
like stealing money from your account,
No,
like
it's the
or
psychological
doing-
scamming.
or like
Maybe
a
let
guy
me call
telling
it
you
Mela,
that.
I
no.
told you, you attract these people. I said, be my friend. But no, you
Who- so I attract who?
You're attracting scammers in your life.
I know, it's so bad.
When you got real people around you. And
If
you
it
just
happens
like,
once, it's by mistake. If it's more than once, then
Yeah.
it's you, girl. It's not the scammers,
I'm
it's
the
you.
problem.
the problem is
I
you.
fall for their lies.
Gotta cut
But I'm
niggas
done
off
with the
first time.
scammers. The fuckboys are better. The scammers, no.
Oh, now you're talking in terms of men, not only women.
Not only women, men scamming women, making you believe something that's not there. I have a house in Kleinwindhoek and he doesn't have a house.
But
He
then
lives
that's
with his
not a
whole
scam,
family,
it's
so he invites you when the family is gone. Such things, Reggie, they just annoy me. But yeah, yeah.
But how do you fall into these things? I
You
want
don't
to
fall
know.
for it. You don't know until you get there, and then you kind of start to pick it up, and then you start running. Or it's a choice. You decide to stay, because he could be the guy with a good dick, but he's a scammer. Or he has lots and lots of So
It's a nice term to be called.
really,
Imagine you're out there, somebody, that nigga's the nigga with the good dick.
But then doesn't that make
Or you
more
could be
girls
the other
want
way
to-
around.
but your girl won't be secure though. She'll
Not at
forever
all.
be worrying where you are, who you with.
what you're doing?
That's why as a woman they say never announce your man's dick to anyone.
Yeah.
Girls be fishing.
Or they're looking.
Yes.
But sometimes I could have this, like my sex game could be on point and not yours.
Don't matter the
I
fact
have
that
something to say.
Yeah.
I feel, again, when I say you women who don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why I say you guys don't know what you want. So me and Lerato, my homegirl, we're out here chilling. And then there's this nigga called Sam. And Sam wants Lerato. So Lerato be like, "Ay, this guy wants me and he's bothering me and I
Yeah.
don't want him. Ay,
Yeah.
what? Then I'm chilling with Lerato again tomorrow, and then again Sam probably calls, and then like, ay, this same guy. Fast forward 3 months down the line. Oh my God, I'm so in love with Sam.
But it's because Sam made the things to be done. It's because like I'm
Babe,
telling you,
They
that
love
still
rejection.
doesn't
let me tell
iron
you,
out the
let
fact
me
that you
tell
don't know what you want.
But let me tell you, it's not about
Yeah.
what. It's because from the pretext, Sam wasn't what I wanted. But
Yes.
then he just did things. Like, you know, when I feel like when you guys get rejected, it's like you need to prove the point that
So again,
and then you crave
it
me,
becomes
and then
what you wanted.
But then you know what?
Eventually.
We make very quick decisions. He's not what I
Very.
want. I just saw Sam and he's been following me the whole night at the Sitdown or something. And I feel like, he's such a ngupa. He's just following me or something like that. But as you get to know Sam, he's actually like, oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, right. You know, you get to know him. And then you
Then
decide,
you
this
want
ain't like
him.
what I want for the moment. I want this.
Second example. So then Lerato starts dating Sam.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, how you, Lerato? Oh my God, nigga got bum dick and donuts. Like, nigga knows how to lay the pipe. Nigga is good with his job, right?
Yeah.
Then Lerato breaks up with Sam. Doesn't even know anything in bed. I thought you said the homeboy knows his shit. The homeboy all of a sudden was big.
Yeah.
All of a
She
sudden he's
could have
small.
been lying while she was dating Sam
Yes.
because you don't want your nigga to look like a flop.
Yeah.
And B,
No,
she's just sour.
the thing is, we didn't ask you, Kocha,
Yeah,
how is the
but like-
performance? But all of a sudden he was just like, you know what?
Okay.
No,
let me ask
it
you.
actually goes like this. Yeah, he's giving me problems. I don't want him anymore. But the sex is good. You understand?
But you know what? What's happening in that relationship then? Sam is actually not answering her calls, text messages. Sam just went MIA. This is what these niggas do. They just go MIA. Now, you must now, kind of defend yourself and kind of explain yourself to your friends to say, Sam did this and that
Why there's no Sam around anymore?
anymore. So you kind of start just telling them what they want to hear.
Kucha, nigga actually can't perform. So you just
Yeah. So you make it
Especially
seem
very
like you're
poor.
the one who left Sam.
that face, that chick.
It's hard to be a woman. It's really
It's so
hard.
difficult.
It's also hard
It's so
being a man.
true.
Yeah.
But I think it's more difficult to be a woman.
It's really
Like we go through so many. Like a guy can literally wear like the same shoes for like a whole weekend. Clearly not in your word, slaking. I'm talking about a guy now. I'm not talking about a slaking.
Oh,
I'm not talking about
talking-
someone who needs to look good all day or day. I'm talking about just a normal guy.
babe.
But
It's about how people
own your
on the
thing
streets.
though. Like, but why are you mad? If someone calls you slaking, be like, yes.
I'm not denying
I
it.
am.
Very emotional
There's
right
really
now. But
nothing.
anyways.
I just feel there's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you feel like you're the type of person who everywhere you go you need to look good because that's your brand or that's who you are, then own it. Like, fuck what they say.
I love
now.
how you say
Make a
that's your brand.
I'm
Make a
not
t-shirt and be
disowning
like,
it.
yes,
I'm not
I am a
disowning it.
slaking.
This is who I am. I'm just saying. it's
But
not
you're very
easy.
defensive, meaning you got feelings about it.
So slaking or influencer, which one do you prefer?
I think I'd rather be both.
No? Because you can be anything.
Because I do slay
And you do
You do
influence,
with the hopes of influencing others
which still happens.
positively.
Great.
You see? Then that's
I think we're all influencers, actually.
Of something.
Some have a bigger audience, others have a smaller audience.
audience.
Some influence like you really being different. Others probably a bit confined, but I think we all influence. It's just like how people say we're all leaders,
Yes.
because you have to be a leader of your own brand.
No,
Yeah.
we're not all leaders.
No, I mean your brand. It's like
You're leading your life.
you're leading your life
So you are leading.
as an
Yes.
individual. Your choices you
Not in
make.
general.
Yeah.
Because in general we're not all leaders, ne?
No,
Let's not lie to each
let's
other,
not
though.
get into those
Because
dynamics.
some people are meant to be followers, others are meant to be
To be
leaders.
leaders, yeah.
The question is a leader born or is he made? Me, I want to understand
Both
that.
of- And also
Can't
before
be
you
there both
before
of-
you were going on, you were saying something about leaders. No, a leader also needs to learn how to follow. A good
At
leader,
some point.
yeah, a good leader knows
Yes.
how to follow.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
Smart,
There
eh?
you are. Eldorado did well.
I-
What's your English teacher?
I just looks.
I'm beauty and brains.
I'm beauty and brains.
And I'm fashionable.
Oh my word.
So what kind of pressures do men deal with?
Yeah.
I just feel like they can just wake up, decide I'm wearing this and I'm showing up this way. With us, you have to plan, and there's the hair, there's the makeup, there's always some sort of pressure with us as women.
Because they need. What did you say?
Yeah.
Didn't you wear that
Yeah.
dress yesterday?
Yeah.
Or isn't it the dress she was wearing like last week ago? So what the fuck,
Yeah.
bitch? There's a washing machine.
Yes.
First of all,
That's
like I washed this dress.
Yes.
This is my
Yeah.
dress. So why, like I just don't understand why that's such an issue amongst females.
Yeah.
And like with guys, like I just feel like you guys have it so chilled, like it's so
Together.
easy. Like it's
Women are very critical
I think
of
there
each
are
other.
problems. There are problems everywhere. Everything has its pros.
So
and
what
cons.
kind of problems do men experience? Is it who buys the most bottles? Is it who
There's
gets the
that.
cutest yellow bone?
There's that. Who drives the what car? Because I think now again we're going back to the issue whereby people
Materialistic.
it's materialistic. Depending if you're a materialistic person, because personally, I think okay, I don't make it about me, but anyways, I think values count.
But they do. Morals and values like are very important because it also just goes back to how you've been raised.
Yeah.
You know, because even though you do have like, because I mean, okay, you only have your child for like a specific time, ne, which is like from let's say 0 to 5 years. After that, they go to school. When you go to school, you are flooded with like a lot of people and like their beliefs and their morals and like what they've been taught and things like that. So once again, it depends how you are raised. And if you are strong enough to, how do I say, like, if you are strong enough to be able to own yourself from as you were raised, because many people can come in and like this
Shake
kids just do drugs.
Yeah.
They just do cocaine and then they also want you to do cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, are you strong enough to be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not the cocaine type. So,
Yeah.
you know, just things like
I
that.
think it's boiling down to our initial discussion whereby we're talking about emotional stability and just
But society messed us up. It's not our fault entirely. I mean, some of us grew up in houses where you didn't have a father, a mother, didn't have a sibling to take care of. You know, these only child syndromes, these yellow syndromes.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm just saying in general.
okay.
There are a lot of people that there's always something deeper than what we're seeing. So society messed us up fully, and I agree. If you're not deeply rooted, then you'll be washed away.
Not only society, I think also households, also where you kind of come from. Like how you're saying about how people have daddy issues. Yes.
It's so sad.
But you find people that come like you. My dad, I didn't have a father for a long time. He passed away when I was more. And I think I'm a respectable man in society.
Because
So
your mom was both the dad and the mother.
yeah. So, but someone could have blamed it on that. They'd be like, I don't have a father, you know. But so again, perception and what you do with what you have.
Yes.
You know?
And the kind of excuses you would make for yourself.
Yeah. So I guess that's why we have to talk about these things,
Yeah.
so people can pick up on this and then.
But you'll learn and you'll live.
So you that's
You'll live and you'll
becoming a mother soon, please
hope
take
so.
notes.
But I'm very bougie, guys.
You know that.
What?
I'm very bougie. My child will grow up very bougie. Be like, no, sorry, we don't eat that at our house. I'm joking. I won't be that lady.
Precious.
No, I won't be that mother.
That means
No.
you're gonna have to cough out money, or you're gonna have to make money.
Exactly.
Which brings us back to that question: what do you do for a living?
Yes.
What did you say? Did
That era is
Don't
gone.
forget that.
So what's for December, guys? What are we doing for the holidays?
Sleep, eat, and drink juice.
And be
really,
ready for
you need to
delivery.
sleep, eat, and drink juice.
I saw this meme of like a cocktail glass with milk and a donut. And then it's like when it's Friday night, but you're pregnant. So like, you know how like cocktails have like the drink with like a fruit.
Yeah.
Guys, I died. I got so
Yeah.
much feelings, but it's okay.
But you have so much energy, though. I must say,
do.
someone who's due soon. Lots of energy.
What are you doing for December? Cat December. Going to buy airtime and come back the next day. Things.
Come back the next
Come
year.
on, slaking. You're slaying.
I'm going to Moz, hopefully,
To where?
Mozambique.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming back. I'm going to Ghana.
Oh, nice. Please bring me a Ghanaian
Now, when are you
man.
taking me with?
I'll see
My
you.
neighbor is
I just
Ghanaian,
want
but
a
he's
takishi.
engaged.
A tashiki.
You're wearing dashiki?
No, but I want like another one.
Oh, okay. I'll think about it. Be
Yes.
nice to me.
Hi.
No, you're already knocked up, so it's too late now.
Oh, what does that mean?
Maybe I was
I'll
flirting
come
at the
back a
beginning.
whole milf.
But now the truth has revealed itself.
Come back a whole extra something.
But then you have something, yeah.
That's fine. Me and my something.
Now you have candy. You have candy and then you have ice cream.
Which one am I then?
No, you have candy, which is the
Oh,
baby
okay.
daddy, and then you have ice,
Ice
cream.
cream.
It's
Oh.
cold, it's
Smooth.
smooth on the tongue, it's just
Woo, temptations.
refreshing. Candy makes your mouth dry.
Mela, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be here for December, then I'm gonna travel in Jan to Zanzibar, so I'm excited.
Hello.
But for December, I'm excited that it's flirting season.
It's what flirting season?
Yes.
Relationships closed most, guys.
Lose your morals.
You flirt. My friend always
Capitalize.
says, start with the one who likes you. So you start there and you
And then-
flirt and you just have fun and you just
You just take
carefree.
it from there. I miss those days.
I love chilling with
Living my
guys.
best whole life,
Love
guys.
chilling with?
Guys,
Why?
they kind of have the best vibe ever.
Compared
And they
to-
No
take care of you
stress,
very
no
nicely.
gossiping, no. They make you feel like a princess.
No, men
true.
gossip.
Really, they do,
No,
but
but
not
men
in front
gossip
of you,
the
and they don't
most.
make it obvious.
I think the only difference is that men gossiping is not malicious.
Exactly.
Is it facts or what? Hashtag
The
facts.
things like she has a nice ass, she slept with who.
that guy was, it's not like you're trying to make someone belittle someone, or you're trying to
Like break them down.
tarnish someone's
Yeah,
image.
yeah.
I think that's the difference between gossip and talking. Because I think we all talk,
We
right?
do all the time.
Yeah, but then it becomes gossip when there's a bad intent to it,
Intentions, yeah.
or when it's the story has been twisted or fabricated. Then it's gossip.
He said, she said.
Yeah, he said, she said. We
It's
never.
never factual. I think men's talk is kind of factual. She has a nice ass, or no, bra, my brother was there, something. Things that are facts. Women is,
It's
oh
not
no,
whatever.
she actually does this, but it's,
Or it's
she
like the
can't
truth
even
twisted.
confirm. Yeah, yeah.
Or also, it becomes judgmental. You understand? In the sense whereby, in Mela, but she also does this and this, and this. I think that's
Maybe
how-
that's how the derogative term of slay queens came about.
also.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe it was
She always
this.
has a new weave. She's driving a car, but she doesn't even have a job. Ooh, did you hear? She's with who's father? And
I actually heard that you bankers look at people's bank statements and actually analyze whether. Is it true? You analyze if you see like Mary has a new car, you kind of go and analyze whether she really has a car payment going off her account. I feel really
fired for that. We
but
don't
they do that.
You can actually
I'm
create
sure
a business
people
out
do
of this,
that,
right? Like for example, you become like a what do you get? A slay queen, a sugar daddy detector.
Yeah.
So basically,
That's not how I lose
you
my
get
job.
all these slay queens, all these dirty
Yeah,
Kardashians. You're
nobody
like,
has time
"Oh,
for
girl,
that."
Let me fill you in.
This nigga got this and this and
This one
this.
got this. Please keep Bella posted so that she cannot get scammers.
So she can enter.
Because the
Oh
whole girl
my
has
gosh.
been getting a lot of scammers.
I know,
So just
right?
just to keep the scammers away, you need to check. Mela, please, next time you just like, so tell me what's happening
Okay,
here.
this is a scammer, like in this. Okay, he's okay.
I feel I must just be
He's
clear of what I
accredited.
don't want anymore.
Yeah.
Are you a scammer? Yes or no?
But who's gonna say
But
yes?
a scammer wouldn't tell you that they're
They're
a scammer. Hi, my name
Just
is
like
Reggie,
a nigga who don't pay
and
child
I'm
support,
a
is not gonna
scammer.
tell
I'll
you he
give them a
doesn't pay
grace
child
period of a
support.
week and just see their behavior, and then I'll know this is a scammer right here. Like who
But
doesn't
some
buy
people-
a girl Mopani ones? Like it's just Mopani ones are $70. And you are telling me you are out of town.
You're out of town.
It's bad.
Yeah, keep it 100.